Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daki and thank you so very much for coming and watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Now we are back in World of Warcraft and off the bat I've got to apologize. This video was scheduled to come out yesterday. However, I wasn't feeling the best and I pushed it off till today. So I do apologize, it's a day late. Yeah, but we're here. Anyway, we're on the Shadow Priest. We're going to do another Mythic Plus. However, we are on the Discipline Priest and yeah, we're just going to go do a Mythic Plus. Nothing too high. This is one of my bank alts, so it is not optimized. Not even by far. And I will show you my gear, I will show you my stats, and I will show you my talents that I'm going to run into this dungeon with. But yeah, thank you so very much for being here. If I have impressed you today on this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up or throw me a comment if I can do something better for you guys, or if I've missed something, let me know. In any case, let me just go straight through my stats and my gear, and we're going to use Narcissism for this one. And basically, there's my gear. Again, very much not optimized one bit. I don't even have tier, so don't grill me too hard in the comments. Anyway, here's my stats with a little bit more focused on haste. Now, I do want to get my crit and versatility up a little bit, obviously, but that is my stats in nonetheless. You can pause that, have a look at all those non-optimized build that I've got going on. And like I promised, we are doing Discipline Priest, and here are my talents. Now, this week's affixes are Afflicted and Raging. So there's going to be a very high importance on healing the group up when the mobs start getting low on health. But it's also going to mean that I'm going to need to prioritize the afflicted mobs. And because of that, I'm taking Power Word Life, which is an incredible ability for the afflicted mobs. If it crits, it basically one heals the afflicted mob. If it doesn't, you can quickly follow up with a renew or a flash heal or a penance or something to get it up and heal it. The other option obviously is purify, and you can purify that mob. So the talents on the class, the priest side of the talent tree here are very standard. You'll probably run with this most of the time if you're playing a Discipline Priest. You can swap and change a few abilities in here depending on your play style. I do like to go with like Angelic Bulwark, a few times. And I also like running with this Devourer talent a couple of times too, especially when I'm doing my pet build over here on the Discipline tree. So let's talk about the Discipline tree. This is fairly standard. If you go to Icy Veins, Wowhead, if you have a look at some World of Warcraft logs, a lot of people will be using this for a Mythic Plus build. Not everyone, but a lot of people. This prioritizes Twilight Equilibrium, and this is really, really strong. So whenever you use a Shadow Word or Shadow ability, it increases your Holy ability for a few seconds, and then vice versa. If you use a Holy ability, it increases your Shadow ability. Bouncing between Shadow and Holy is really, really good for the Discipline Priest, especially if you're using Twilight Equilibrium. Now, I've also gone with, where is it here? A Luminous Barrier. I felt a little bit more success with Luminous Barrier versus Power Word Barrier. Now, Power Word Barrier does obviously reduce damage taken by 25% for the 10-second duration, which is really strong. But in most cases in Mythic Pluses, you'll get, say, 3 of the 5 people or 2 of the 5 people, depending on your positioning on the boss. With Luminous Barrier, it takes a bit of that buffer away from the damage going out, and you can use it when a lot of people are spread out as well. So I'm going to run Luminous Barrier as well, and we're obviously using Shadow Covenant and Schism, basically. So I do also like to pair up Schism with Shadow Covenant, sorry. So Schism basically increases the damage done to the target by 15%, where Shadow Covenant transforms some of my abilities into a Shadow ability. So I do like to pair them as best as I can. I like doing that anyway. But enough talk, we're going to get into a Mythic Plus. We're going to do a mid-size key. We're not going to do anything too extravagant. This is my alt tune, mind you, so outside of guild runs, I do like to keep it kind of simple. But thank you for being here. Let's get straight into the Mythic Plus. Ooh, mage food. Thank you. Alright, we're in a 14 Neltharus. Now, the problem here is that I've got a little bit of high latency due to being on a US server, but that's fine. We'll get through it. Now, we are running 2 BM Hunters, 1 Fire Mage, and a Protection Warrior. I was going to say Paladin then. There's only one problem with this group here, is that I feel like I'm going to be the sole contributor to getting the afflicted mobs. Hey, it is what it is, but it will give us a good chance to talk about the pros and cons of the Discipline Priest, but I will also be concentrating a little bit here. Now, as far as what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to really be trying to space out my Power Word Radiances, using Power Word Shields and Renews to apply Atonement, and keeping up as many Purge of the Wickeds up on, pardon me, as many targets as possible. Got the hiccups then for a second. We should be fine. We should be okay. I'm just going to have to really prioritize these afflicted mobs, but we'll be okay. So let's have at it, shall we? Shall we? We're just going to put a power infusion on the mage straight away. Shield on the tank. Oh, and he's going in. Alright, we're going to use Luminous Barrier here just to get us through this while I apply a whole bunch of Purge the Wickeds. Luminous Barrier is just a buffer. That's all it is. The afflicted mobs are up. Got one, got two. Gonna put Power Word Shield on myself. And we're gonna go Schism into Shadow Covenant. We've got a Power Word Radiance up. We're going to actually use that right now because we have got Raging and they're angry. But the tank is good. This tank is great. Okay. And we'll get that afflicted. Bro. My Power Word Life didn't heal him up quite well. Speaking of which, Power Word Life is a godsend for Afflicted week. If you crits, you basically get a free Afflicted dealt with. If it doesn't, you can just follow it up with a free Flash Heal cast or a Penance of some sort. Now the bosses on this week should be okay. I'm just going to turn the volume back up a little bit here. Radiance into Purge the Wicked, Divine Star, a couple of Mind Blasts. Now, this also leads me into talking about, real quick, another strength of the Discipline Priest. It's crazy amount of burst healing. If you've got a couple of cooldowns lined up, or if you've got any such radiances onto the targets, your amount of burst healing is nuts. Just gonna get one afflicted here. Second afflicted. Good, we're good. Use a Power Word Radiance. It didn't hit that hunter for some reason, but that's okay. So yeah, a good strength of the Discipline Priest is as simply it does really good burst healing. The sort of downside to this is that it does not do fantastic out of combat healing. So the afflicted mobs are up. So yeah, the problem is that it doesn't do a great amount of out of combat healing. So when you're out of combat, you've got to rely on your Renew, your Flash Heal, and your Penance, which sounds like a lot, but it's not a great deal. We're actually going to use this on the BM Hunter. I'm going to Schism into Shadow Covenant, and we're going to roll as much damage as we can. We're going to actually use a Power Word Radiance there, and we're going to continue to use as many Divine Stars as we can. It's a free heal. That hunter got nuked. Oh. Sorry, almost forgot about the afflicted mobs then. I'm going to Luminous Barrier just to get a preemptive heal off. It's up, may as well use it. Schism into Shadow Covenant again. I'm still in range, I'm happy to stand here. And we've got another Divine Star up here in a second. I'm going to use Vampiric. to help us get through. We're fine. The good thing about... hang on, I'm concentrating. Die please, Mammoth. The good thing about the Afflicted affix is you got a lot of time to get those dispels off, or get a heal off, or you know, you've got a quite amount of time there. If you are halfway through a cast, or you need to hang on, where's my levitate there? Or if you need to move, or if you need to do a boss mechanic or something of the sort, you've got a sizable amount of time. You don't have to rush into getting that dispel. So I've been with a few pub groups, I've spoken to a few people, and a lot of people think that, oh no, the afflicted mob's up, I've immediately got to do it within a second of them being up. No. You got a little bit of time here. Now we're a little bit late to the party here because we have to res the hunter, but we're going to Radiance into some Purge the Wickeds, Schism into Shadow Covenant, Dark Reprimand, which is your shadow version of Penance. Very, very, very strong. And everyone's healthy except for that Hunter. Hey, Hunter, 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 stop. Stop dying. But yeah, as far as the Afflicted affix goes, you got enough time, guys. Don't feel like you've got to get it within a second of it being up. You got plenty of time. But the Shadow Priest, I feel like, is Shadow Priest. I keep saying Shadow Priest. It's a Discipline Priest, and I can't get this tank. He's down the stairs. Tanky Doo is pulling. Yeah, okay. Alright, we're going to do a Radiance into some Purge the Wickers, Divine Star, Schism, Shadow Covenant, and we're just going to roll our rotation here. I missed that Afflicted mob because I had my back to it. But that's okay, it's okay, we're good, we're fine. Another Divine Star, and we're actually going to pop Vampiric right here. As far as myself playing... Oh, here we got the two... That's alright, here we go. Easy. Easy mode. As far as myself playing the Discipline Priest, a couple of pros and cons of me playing the Discipline Priest. I don't use all of my cooldowns. I forget to use my cooldowns quite a lot, actually. So things like Divine Star, I forget to use it half the dungeon sometimes. I'll just, like, ignore it. I'll be like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I had Divine Star. I could have used that. And I just simply forget. My barrier. So the reason why I've gone Luminous Barrier is... Let me just get these Afflicted mobs. There we go. You, sir. Heal. The reason I've gone Luminous Barrier is because in a Mythic Plus, not all the time is your group stacked or together. So with your barrier as a Discipline Priest, it is a really good defensive utility, but it's only really good when every single person is stacked, or you can benefit from almost everyone being in it, right? Oh man, these Afflicted mobs. Being a priest and with Afflicted is great. So what I've done is I've gone for Luminous Barrier, seeing as everyone can be spread out sometimes. And what I've done, or what it allows me to do, is use a slightly reduced strength barrier on my group, but at least I can hit every single person in the group. Especially with this boss fight up here, I'm actually going to use Luminous Barrier right before the boss does. Hang on, where's that Afflicted mob? I don't see it. Oh, I missed that up so much. Nope. Oh wow, I messed my keybind up. That was all on me just then. So yeah, I'll use the Luminous Barrier right before he throws the spears out. Let me just grab the Afflicted Soul here. Boop. And I'll get a res on the priest wherever my res button is. So yeah, I'll use it just before he throws the 3 spears out. This will give us a little bit of a buffer of damage absorption right before we take that big hit of damage. And then I can roll my normal rotation into it. Now we're actually going to use it on this hunter here. Power Infusion that was. We do not have Time Warp or Primal Rage up. Now, the other ability I have not spoken about yet is Rapture. Rapture is a fantastic ability. I just need to concentrate here for 2 seconds. Luminous Barrier out.
2, 1.
Oh, people. I really should have run that to the boss. Sorry, I'm concentrating. I'm going to use Rapture right now. So what Rapture allows us to do is spam Power Word Shield for, I believe, is it 10 seconds? 8 seconds. With, you know, with ease. It's fantastic. I need to go to Flash Shield cast off on this one. Rapture is a very strong ability, guys. It's also another one that I forget to use a lot. Rapture, Luminous Barrier, all of the above. I forget to use them. I'm going to schism into Shadow Covenant, and we're just going to keep rolling. I think we got Atonement just dropping off targets just then. This is where I should have used Rapture, just FYI. Now I'm going to clear mine, because I really need to get these heals off. I'm not gonna get through. Oh boy, that was close. That boss fight hurts no matter which way you throw the 8-ball. But yeah, Rapture allows you just to spam Shadow Word Shield. I should have held that for when that hunter died. That way I could cast it on the move. That's fine, we're good. So yeah, Rapture, the Divine Star, the Luminous Barrier, they're all utilities that that the Discipline Priest has at its disposal. And as you can see, Rapture is actually coming up off the cooldown right now. 3. I might actually use it here, to be honest. No, we're okay. Our burst healing's fine. Now, the other thing that you might, if you do play the Discipline Priest, I'm gonna keep saying Shadow Priest. I don't know why I keep saying Shadow Priest. Is that you will see that you do a lot of overhealing with Atonement. And the problem with this is that I thought they were going to disappear. The thing with that is that Atonement obviously is on the target for 9 odd seconds. If not more, depending on how you apply it to your target. Which means your ticking damage from your Purge the Wicked is just going to contribute to your overhealing. Not much you can do about it, it is what it is. And just going back on Rapture, I alluded at it just then, just for a little bit, but really save your Raptures for movement fights, or movement. It's extremely useful. If you save it for when you need to move, like times like this, as an example, if your tank is moving ahead with pulling some mobs, your Rapture will keep you alive while you can move. And it's only on a 1.5 minute cooldown. It's beautiful. The other thing to note with Discipline Priest is, please, definitely, space your Radiances out. I mistakenly, accidentally, all the time, spam my Radiance twice in a row, or I'll use too much, I'll just overlap it too much. You can space it out. There's no need to overlap it, unless you're in a raid. If you're in a raid, you can put two Radiances out to the whole group, get your Atonement onto a lot of, I think it's like 10 friendlies, which then you can just start spamming your DPS rotation, and then obviously you'll get a lot of benefit out of it in that regard. Now we're going to just put shield on our tank. Putting Power Word Shield on our tank, our mage almost copped it, allows the tank to gather threat on targets without the risk of getting walloped in the back or something, you know? I'm gonna just put a few Purge the Wickeds on all these mobs. And I'm going to dispel myself. Now I'm holding Power Infusion. I'm going to use it on this next mob just up here. This next big guy. Uh-oh. You and I've lost my mouse. There we go. But yes, I love the Discipline Priest. Power Infusion on the mage. Not the big guy. This group. Schism into Shadow Covenant. I always try and use Shadow Covenant and Schism together. I find that it works out better. But that's just me. If any of you guys do play the Discipline Priest, feel free to leave me a comment below. What am I doing right or wrong on my build? Or if I can strengthen my build in any such way. I feel like I do okay. But I'm always learning. So if anyone is keen to give me any advice, I need to use. Sorry, had to dodge stuff. I'm going to use Radiance here just to heal through this. I need to stand closer to this this BM Hunter, this Shiba guy. He's always out of range of my my Radiance whenever I want to pop it. Okay, no need for us to put any Radiances on any targets just yet. We're just going to continue just throwing our rotation down. And we'll use some renews as we move. That's another thing as well, guys. You do have Flash Heal and Renew now in Dragonflight with your Discipline Priest. So you can use that to your benefit. I would advise using your Renew if you've got nothing else to do, if you're just twiddling your thumbs. Just to keep a little bit of baseline healing up on your friends. It also allows you to use something on the move. And I'm just going to concentrate here. We're going to throw a Radiance down. Use a couple of cooldowns just to get through this. And you can see that our burst healing is nuts. Our burst healing is nuts. I love it. Use another Radiance into a propped Penance. I'll throw a couple more Purge the Wickeds out. And deal with these afflicted mobs. Easy. Easy mode. Everyone's healthy, he says as we take a bit of a hit. Alright, I'm going to use a Radiance into Shadow Word Death. Now, Shadow Word Death, because it hits for so much, it contributes to your healing a lot. So if you need a little bit of burst healing and a mob's at low health, definitely use your Shadow Word Death like through your Atonement. Now, seeing as I am the only person doing the Atonement ads in this group, it's still not bad. I'm still getting them quite good. Now, it is only a 14. It's not a ridiculously high dungeon. The tanks pulled the mobs from down below, which is fine, as long as they don't aggro the pat, which they did not, which is good. We get these Atonement ads over here. Yeah, you got plenty of time with the afflicted ads, guys. I've been in so many groups where people freak out over it. I've been in a couple of pub groups where no one gets afflicted ads either. Listen, you got plenty of time. You got plenty of time.
2, 1.
Tanky does chain pulling, which is actually really good. As long as it doesn't aggro the... Never mind, we're in. Alright, I'm going to quieten down here. This is actually going to take a bit of my concentration. Yeah, No. No. Okay, that was not meant to happen. So we had all the hunter pets on that pat, or on that mob that was running through, and obviously aggroed the boss. The tank should have kited that better, and the tank should have waited for it to die before moving on to the next pull. Or if he was going to do that, pull and make sure that the direction that these mobs were going to path were not going to path through the middle of the boss. So there's a bit of a mistake there on both the on a few party members there, but that's fine. We'll get through it. This will inevitably be a wipe. I don't know why they're not wiping faster.
Two, one.
I mean, as a tank, if you do have the ability to solo a boss and time permits, it is handy. But at that stage, the boss was still at 40-something% health. He would have wasted more time trying to solo it than quickly wiping and us getting back. Sometimes it is better just to simply stay on the boss and solo it. Sometimes you got to use your best judgment there, but that was not the best use of time, sadly. In any case, we're going to run all the way back and attempt that boss again. While we are running back, I will talk a little bit more about the pros and cons about the Shadow Priest and how they've changed it in Dragonflight, or how I see it in Dragonflight. Power Word Shield has become, like, there is a shadow build that you can do, a shield build you can do. So if you do want to do a shield build, there is that option for you guys to do that. I would really recommend playing around with your talents, including doing a shield build similar to what I just mentioned, and seeing how it works for you. It again is not for everybody. Sometimes people just want to play it safe, use the recommended talents, which is currently what I've got going on at the moment, or experiment with the talents and see how you feel. So with shield, I use it in this build, in this current configuration. I use it if, let's say one of the DPS is taking some damage, they accidentally stand in something. What I will do is I will just throw a shield on them. The shield buffers the damage that they're taking. It also applies atonement to that target. So if I'm actively engaging in atonement healing, which is a really good source of healing for your Discipline Priest, we're rolling fairly well. I'm rolling my cooldowns, but then all of a sudden someone stands in a big puddle of fire. I can quickly throw a shield on them to buffer a bit of that damage, and it applies atonement to them, and it basically halts their damage, the damage they're taking for a while. So shield in this current configuration, I'm using it in a way of buffering a bit of damage in case someone stands in something. Okay. Just gotta wait for the hunter to jump down, so I can throw a renew on him. There he is. Okay, we're gonna actually open up on a Radiance real quick here. Schism, Shadow Covenant. God, that hurts a lot. We are 2 seconds off of Radiance, that's fine. I'm going to use Vampiric because it's a free heal. And we're going to save Luminous Barrier for the next time he does his big smash. We're going to actually use Rapture here because we need to use movement. And Luminous Barrier. I totally forgot about the afflicted mobs. Oh, I'm concentrating a little bit here. We got the afflicted mob back up. 2 of them, actually. Alright, we stabilized. We're fine. And lucky it's not tyrannical. I would have stuffed it up then. That's okay. So using your cooldowns at appropriate timing is worth it. I'm going to use a Radiance just to heal people up. And now we got to wait. Oh, Mr. Tanky Doo. Oh, I thought he was going to pull that then. So yeah, using your cooldowns at appropriate moments. So I used my Rapture when we had to move and heal at the same time. I used my Luminous Barrier when he was doing his big Forge hit. That we just took an absurd amount of damage. And my apologies on not getting the Afflicted Mob, because that dropped us low very quickly, but you know, you live and learn. But 60k heals per second, and I wasn't stressing too much. I mean, I freaked out a little bit. Don't get me wrong, but we're fine. We're fine. Now we're making our way to the last boss here. We almost, well, actually, we're on target with the forces.
Three, two, one.
We're gonna actually use our Power Infusion, Schism, everything. We're actually going to pop a lot of things here. Oh. I'm going to put Pain Suppression on the target, on the tank. That's another thing I haven't spoken about either, is Discipline Priest does come with Pain Suppression. So Pain Suppression being that it reduces damage taken for X amount of time. Sorry, X amount of percent for a duration. It is very strong. I don't use it a lot. Not out of the want to not use it. It's just that it's on a decent cooldown. So I would I like to hold for oh shit moments. Alright, we're just going to pump a little bit of damage here. We did use a Radiance. That's fine. We're good. Can I remove that? I cannot remove that. The mage can remove that. Wow, I used a Power Word shield on that mage, and whatever he was taking damage from, it just ate that shield so quickly. I'm gonna use a little bit of renews as we move here. This group here is going to hurt as well. I don't want to commit any big cooldowns here. I really don't. I am going to use double Radiance though. And our little ticking damage from our Purge the Wicked should heal us up atonement wise. Or keep us up anyway. And we've stabilized. We're good. I'm just going to use Renew because I don't want to use anything major here. Get rid of these afflicted mobs. I can't click it. There he is. So yeah, you've got actually... I don't know. Have they changed the duration of the afflicted mob? The cast time of the afflicted mob? Let me know in the comment section down below. I feel like we've got a lot of time to get the afflicted mobs now. Don't you pull that boss tank. Don't you pull that boss tank. I need a top up. I mean, we could have gotten through it. But anyway, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're actually going to use Power Infusion on the mage. And we're going to hold our cooldowns. This fight here, we're going to space our cooldowns out. Run! Oh! I should have been a bit closer to the boss. Alright. I'm going to pick up some of the gold now. And what I want to use is I want to use Luminous Barrier. Oh. Not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. I need to use Luminous Barrier now. That hunter. Okay, so we had the afflicted mob come out at the same time as he put his shield up, which is not what we wanted just then, because I wanted to use Luminous Barrier just as that was happening, and it might have saved that hunter's life, but the overlap was there. But we got through it. So Luminous Barrier and an Atonement from Radiance helped us get through that. While we were dealing with the mechanics of this fight. Now that mage needs to be careful here. I am holding the... here we go. I'm going to use Rapture. And I'm going to use our extra action button here. Deal with the afflicted mobs, and we're good. We're good. Good. Beautiful. Easy done. So spacing my cooldowns out on that fight. I know my commentary wasn't that great on that fight because I was concentrating, but we did alright. Let's see what loot we get out of this. Well, we get some 421 shoulders, which are actually an upgrade. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for coming and watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys like this style. Sorry if I was rambling there a little bit. I really was trying to concentrate on the healing. But the Discipline Priest, I love it. I love it to bits. I've always loved the Discipline Priest. I feel like its cooldowns, its utility, its place in Mythic Plus is cemented. It's a really good healer in Mythic Plus. With that said, thank you so very much for coming and watching the video. Hopefully I've impressed you guys. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you right back here on the next one. Goodbye, everybody.